All right, here we go. Lesson number 4, part number 4 of how to Discord. This one is going to be focused on Carlbot. And I said I wasn't going to really mention other bots that can do some of the things that we just talked about in part 3, but Carlbot can do a lot of it. And I mainly wanted to show you how you can have multiple bots in your server doing different things. So really it's more of like a practical application than it is like this is actually how you should do it. That's up to you, and you need to make the determination of what is the best what are the best bots for the services in your Discord. Now, let's talk Carlbot. He is our friend. He is a turtle. By no means is he slow. He is fast, and he is here to win the race. We use Carlbot in many different ways. Specifically, we are going to set him up to do logging. Now, the way that we do this is by going to carl.gg. And when you land there, you may need to log in. If you're already logged in like I am, all you have to do is click your little icon, select servers, and then this is the chemist server that we've been working in. So I'm going to continue working there, and voila, here is the dashboard. Now, if you need help with the setup process, you can go back to the previous videos. Or just go do some quick research on what you need to do to get caught up to this point, getting Carlbot invited to your server. But you can check and double check the server you're in, the account you're in, so I am good to go. Now, where I want you to go is to logging. So if you go over to logging, you'll notice that there's the default member, server, voice, message, join, leave, and ignored channels. Okay, these are the log channels that we are going to create in our server. So now we need to go back over to our server. We're actually going to create a new category first. So click next to our server name up here. We're going to click the little drop down, and then we're going to create a category, and it is going to be a private category, and we are going to call it logs. This private portion is really important because it'll automatically create any threads under this. It'll create them in a private way, which is important because we don't want any gamers seeing this stuff. Okay, so we want Carlbot to be able add members or roles, so we want Carlbot to be able to see these logs, and we'll go ahead and add me6 to it as well. So create category, and so now we have these logs. I'm actually going to take this mod log, click on it, and I'm going to drag it down here. Yep, and I want to sync the permissions. So now under my logs I have mod log, and that is it. I am going to add all of these. Okay, I'm going to add them name by name because so create a channel, and the first one is going to be default, and I'm going to just type in shorthand of all these, not default log channel. I'm just going to do default, and then hopefully that went under there. It looks like it did. And then I'm going to do member, create, I'm going to do server, correct? Server. And by doing this, I am creating a oops, that's not what I meant to do. I'm creating a location for those Carlbot functions, logging functions. I'm creating a place for those to go. Message, if I could spell it correctly, message is probably going to be, I don't know why it's not creating a private. Message is going to probably be one of the most important ones that you create, and you'll see why in just a moment. Join, leave, and ignored should be the last one. Ignored. I don't know why that one's not private. Some of them are creating privately and some of them are not. It just depends on how you click it. It's kind of being finicky. It's all right. It didn't seem to go nest under there, but that's okay. So I have all of these now. All right. So these are where I'm going to pair my Carlbot to. Now, when you click the drop down, if you notice, they're not showing up. I need to refresh. So the web app needs to sync with my server again so that I can get those. And sometimes it takes a little bit. And sometimes I might even need to back out to the server level and come back in, go into logging. And it doesn't seem, I added those in the right place, right? Yep. Basics and Carl. Make sure he's on all of these. Looks like he is. There we go. Well, while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and turn all these on because these are the events that we want to have. Go ahead and confirm. And hopefully this server will sync. There they are. Glad I didn't have to wait any longer. Over here laughing. So now I need to match the default log channel with what I named as default right here. And then member log channel with member, and then I'm going to do server log with server, voice log with voice log with voice log, message with message, join leave with join leave, and then ignored with ignored. Click confirm. All right. So now that I have all these boxes checked, and each one of my Carlbot log channels are paired with an actual channel in my server, I can demonstrate why this is important. So I'm going to collapse the logs here, and that's and let's go to, I'm going to go to general, and I am going to misspell. Okay, so going is misspelled. I'm going to post that. And I'm like, oh man, that's misspelled. So I'm going to go back and edit it. And let's go with the correct spelling. And what I am hoping will happen is that under message here, you notice that it's highlighted now. When I go here, you can see that Carlbot logged the change. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, like, why does it matter that Carlbot just logged your misspelling? Well, I used a misspelling as an example of a very common situation in a Scholastic Esports Discord server where a student says something and it's not quite nice. And then they quickly, let people see it, and then they quickly go back and change it. And the only evidence you have, I'm going to try and zoom in. I don't know how well it would work. The only evidence you have is this right here. Okay, the original message was seen by people. Oh, I'm not even recording the right thing. Sorry, here you go. The only thing you have is this right here. Okay, you only get to see that it was edited, but everyone else in the server, or a bunch of people in the server, already saw what the message said. And so you're sitting, or the coach is sitting here like, I don't know what was originally said. I didn't see it, or I saw it, but I don't have any evidence of what was originally written. But you do if you're using a Carlbot and you have this feature turned on where Carl is logging every single edit and change and deletion. Let me show you what a deletion looks like. I said something bad. So let's say I just said something bad and I'm like, uh-oh, I don't want people to see that. Delete that quick. What's going to happen? Carlbot comes in. There he is. Carlbot logged the deletion. Okay. Very, very, very powerful feature. This is something that if I had any power, which I really don't, I would tell every Scholastic esports coach, community owner, member, whatever, if you have a Discord server, you must be doing these logging functions. Okay. Another one that I can't really demonstrate very easily right now, but one that's really important is the voice log channel. Voice log channel, you can set it up to watch your VCs, so you can monitor who's going in and out of voice channels. And if you have open VCs like this general one, you want to know who's in it and when they're in it. If something bad happens, you need to know who was in it, so that you can take care of it, so you can take care of the issue. A logging function like this can get quite noisy, like lots of logs as people are coming in and out, but it does help provide that evidence or information you need when you're trying to figure out what happened. Something happened. So those features of Carlbot are extremely important. Not going to go into it because I said I wouldn't mention it, but let me go back just for a second. I promise it'll be like 90 seconds. I want to just show you, because I mentioned before, other bots that can do some of the things that I was talking about with Me6. So inside of Carlbot, you can do different types of banning. You can have kicking situations and scenarios. You can set up banning rules. And then there's auto mod. So you can control links. So like you can basically just like completely block links altogether. And then, as I mentioned, here are bad words. So you can add bad word filters or bad word moderation through Carlbot as well. So again, like I said, I don't want to take too much time on this because we could just sit here and completely get inundated with ways to use bots in our Scholastic esports servers. But these logging channels, these logging functions that Carlbot has paired with channels inside your server will help protect you in many situations. And so that's really what all these videos are about, is getting you set up, getting you comfortable and familiar with a couple different bots, Me6 and Carlbot, and then setting you out. Go explore, find new things. YouTube is a wondrous thing. The community here is awesome. So reach out to any of us through GCEF, reach out to any of us through NACEF, or any of the other Scholastic esports discords. We all care very deeply about the space and want to make sure that we are using these tools wisely. By no means is this an exhaustive set of lessons or is this an exhaustive series. It's really just to get your toes wet and then set you out with that task. And I really want you to get comfortable with this tool and this functionality, because it's really important if you're going to be using this in a Scholastic esports realm. So I'm going to cut it off here and say, as always, this is Coach Graf saying, stay positive out there, gamers.